Hey, welcome back guys to another Destiny 2 video. Today we are going to be taking a look at one of the new stasis grenades, my personal favorite, highly underrated but should be overutilized, the Dusk Field grenade. This thing's insane. Now just to preface, I am a little biased. The Vortex grenade from Destiny, all of Destiny, always been one of my favorites. I love AoE damage, just covering territory. This thing brings it to the next level. We're going to dive deep into the Dustfield Grenade, what it does, why I think it's insane, and why you should be using it in the Crucible especially. Just to start off, I believe you do have to own Beyond Light. You do have to have the Stasis subclass unlocked, and the grenade is the second grenade you get. Just displaying something a little different. In the bottom right here, you can see me switch and go over the Revenant subclass on the Hunter. All three of the new classes have it for each character. They all get the same grenade loadout. Dustfield Grenade. I unfortunately didn't grab some great gameplay of it, but I do have gameplay in the background. So Dustfield Grenade, essentially, when you throw it to a target, it pulls from a certain radius and pulls people within inside that. In addition to pulling Guardians inside that radius, it also disables their ability to jump or use any of their class abilities, etc. It doesn't suppress a super, but everything else it does suppress. Your class abilities, your special jump, you can't really get out of it, and you slowly take tick damage over time. And if you stay in it long enough to times 10, you are frozen. Now I'm pairing it here with the Revenant subclass. Oh, that was just chaos. I froze almost the whole team and didn't get any real kills out of that. Felt bad. But it's really nice to pair with the Hunter because the Hunter has so much utility in terms of freezing targets. I am using the Mask of Bacchus. No, I lied. I switched to the Frosties as I wanted to get the Dustfield Grenade up as soon as possible. So you'll notice my stat build, if you can see it, is 100 mobility, 90 discipline, 80 strength, running Frosties. So essentially you get increased ability regen on all of your abilities when you sprint, and using your class ability makes you sprint faster. One of the most underrated exotics for the Hunter in the game, but that's not a video about the Frosties. The Dustfield Grenade, when you drop it on an opponent, it automatically gives them times 6, I believe. It might be times 5, but freezing or frost, if you will. And the Hunter has the ability to throw the Shuriken, which you just saw me do there, and that will automatically freeze the target. Something that I rely on heavily on the Hunter is Dustfield Grenade getting thrown down, and then I'll pair it with, right there, the Shade Step, which gives them times 6 slow, which essentially will immediately freeze the target for 1.5 seconds, and then you can essentially have your way with the target and finish them off. Now, this grenade I can't speak highly enough of. It pulls the target from such a range. The reason I highly recommend using it is you can pair it with anything. You can pair it with other things that freeze and slow enemies, as I do here. I love pairing it with a sniper, which I believe I have some gameplay of in our next clip, our next, it's a few minutes away. But it's so much fun to pull enemies out of cover that are hiding, that are weak, or if somebody's charging you, it instantly slows them down. And you can just start to see them do mini jumps trying to get away from you. Its area of effect, it lasts quite a while. And I don't know if you noticed when I was pairing it with my Revenant subclass, but I actually paired it with the what is it called? The fragment that allows the targets to be slowed longer, and the effect lasts even after they've left the slowed area, if you will. And then I paired it with the other one, which I believe is the Whisper of Hydrons, or Hedrons, which replenishes your class ability for slowing enemies. Just a lot of synergy here. With the Mask of Bacchus, you can also use great synergy there as well. I just wanted to switch it up and try out the Frosties here in this video, which I had a ton of fun with. Now, just like with anything in Destiny, just practicing with the Dustfield Grenade is going to make you a lot better. There's many things you can do with it, many intricate and small plays, especially in one-on-one scenarios, in trials or something like Rumble. In 6v6, it has great ad control. Ad control. Essentially, that's what the other team looks like sometimes playing against Stasis. Using double abilities, I've constantly been able to shut down supers because I freeze them as they charge me. I first slow them and then use another ability to freeze them. Granted, they can get out of it faster than normal Guardians, but you just have to make sure to do enough damage to finish them off afterwards. Now, I've spoken really highly about this grenade in PvP, where I play and spend most of my time, but I'd like to take a look at PvE as well. I didn't capture any gameplay for the video, but I'm just going to talk about some of the utility. I mean, the premise of some of the PvE endgame activity especially is about holding a zone, and I can't think of a better way to use this grenade than to hold off an area. You're going to throw it down, ads are going to walk into it, they're going to get slowed first off, and because they're just ads in the game, they'll probably stay in it long enough to get frozen, which is ideal because then you can trigger some of your fragments on your subclass and therefore giving you damage boost, some reduction in cooldown, some great utility to better your arsenal against the enemies of the darkness, if you will. I think back to something like if you played it, granted, I hope we get it back, but the menagerie, in almost every level, they're small. There's a small hallway or territory. You need something you need to stand on. Looking forward to season 13, Vault of Glass returning. The Vex plates you need to stand on. I see this being utilized as some way to stop harpies in their tracks while your teammates kill them, or etc. When you go in with the Oracle, you're going to throw a Dustfield grenade down. All the hobgoblins will get slowed. There's many things I see this being used for. You remember back to the Vault of Glass real quick when the Templar area, you had or I guess it was the Oracles first. You'd have the wave after wave of Vex spawning out of the same hallway. You knew you could throw a grenade there and get kill after kill. I see this grenade playing such a vital role in that exact scenario. Something else I like about this grenade, I'm not just comparing it to the other two in the Stasis subclass. One, the Glacial Nade is something very unique just because it pairs well with Hunter and Titan, of course, Shadow Dive, or the extended slide. The Warlock doesn't use the Glacial Nade so much, and in PvE, it's nice because you can hold a res if you need to against a tough ad, depending on what activity you're playing. You can kind of use it as a wall of defense. And the same works really in PvP as well. All too often you see it used as Shadow Dive, but pretty good utility. But compared to Dustfield, I love the pull radius, which I think is a little bit too strong in PvP, especially. Um, and then the other grenade, it requires skill, don't get me wrong, but it seeks its target for you. And that's something I think could be adjusted as well a little bit. They'll probably leave that grenade how it is because it's not crazy. But the Dustfield grenade, I think the radius might be a little too far. And the nice thing, if you're going for high kill games in Crucible, is even if you just barely hit an enemy with the Dustfield grenade, it's going to do tick damage. I believe it does 5 damage to pull a Guardian in, or a target. Um, Once they're in your Dustfield, you'll see them tick for 1 damage or 2 damage. I think it depends on their resilience, to be honest, and that, of course, will go towards their overall damage of being killed. And then if a teammate shoots them or finishes them off, you get the assist, thereby making it a lot easier to get high kill games. Just throwing down a Dustfield and knowing it's not just the area of the grenade you're throwing it, but it has a pull radius as well. That is very strong. Now, one of my favorite ways to use this grenade is with a sniper. The shurikens pair really nicely with it, these throwing stars I have here. But with a sniper, especially the high impact one, such as I have here paired with my posterity, this is the raid sniper. This thing does a ton of damage just to the body, just to a body shot. So if an enemy's running away or they're running behind cover, etc., I can actually throw this and bring them back into my field of view and then finish them off with a body shot with the sniper. It's a little bit cheeky of a play, but it works and it works great. And the utility there is kind of unmatched. And now this is just on the Hunter that I'm showcasing all this gameplay. However, if you look at the Titan, if you wanted to run something like Armamentarium, you could have 2 of these grenades and so much territory control in something like a game mode like Control, or if you're playing Trials and you need to hold somebody off for a res, you can throw that down and know that the enemy, if they want to get to you, is going to have to jump over it. Those are things you can kind of prepare for. Alright, so this about wraps up my thoughts on the Dustfield grenade. I think it's the best stasis grenade. Obviously, it's not being used as much as the Glacial Nade just due to the Shatter Dive effects from the Hunter and Titan. But I think this grenade is top tier. I think it's one of the, if not the best grenades in the game currently. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to drop a like below. Feel free to comment what you think of it, if you think the grenade is overpowered. And if you want to stay and watch the end, I do get a gold medal here at the end. I shut somebody down out of a we ran out of medals, and that's always fun to do.